I was waiting for that.
No, I was.
You were in the 800 range that one year, I think, when we played. But I wouldn't move him up in the order. He kept batting down
Because
low.
I was first. I was always first. I always led off.
You did?
Yes, I always led
Smart
off.
managing. Called strike to Hansen. Let's talk about Jonah for a minute. 11 for 16. He's had multiple hits in every game. Has 6 RBIs.
My last year's with you, Marty, I hit first and Mouse hit second.
That was a pretty good 1-2 punch. Runners on first and third. There are 2 outs. Schuler trying to limit the damage. Ball just out of play. Timler not able to catch it. One ball, 2 strike count. On the move was Feck.
So who did these stats, Marty?
Moi.
Wow, good job.
Thank you.
Multi-hits in all games.
Well, I felt really bad. Jordan and I did the Sheboygan Manitowoc game, I believe it was, and I was spewing out all these stats for Sheboygan because I had all the box scores, and you guys did the Manitowoc De Pere game. I didn't score it, so Jordan gave me his. I took a picture of his book and was able to and then fill out the Manitowoc stuff too, so you guys will be able to use that. You'll have to update it though from the first game, depending on Marshfield or Eau Claire. Hansen, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Oh, they got Feck picked off. The key there is if the out is made first, the run does not score. If the tag is made after the guy at third crosses home plate, it counts.
That's the right call. I believe that was the right call. I believe he crossed right prior to the tag.
So give O'Connell's run scores. It's 2-0 after a half inning of play. Give O'Connell a stolen base.
That was the right call.
Our corporate sponsors are Meyer Foods, Quick Trip, and Nyhoff Installation for this inning, and we had a development during the break. The umpires all met on the infield, and after a further discussion, they decided the out happened on the runner between first and second, and the run does not count. So consequently, after a half inning of play, Eau Claire won, and Marshfield now coming to bat. And as we were talking up here in the booth, we all agreed they got it right, and then they went back and changed the call. So 1 run for Eau Claire in that first inning, not 2. And controversy already here at Wildwood Park. Brock Bennington is going to lead it off for Marshfield, hitting .364 in the tournament. He's got a home run, a double, a triple, 2 RBIs. He's hit for the cycle, and he leads this state tournament in hit by pitches with 6. The guys are in the back looking at it on replay, and ball is hit deep to left and foul. Well, you guys came away with what we already know. It was a close play.
I thought he was in, Marty.
Yeah, Chris thought he was safe. Brent Witter up here with us, he also thought it was safe. Scott, what about you, Bill? No idea. So if you're going to vote up here, the run would have scored. Well, yeah, that's right. Well, we count, just not in this regard. Good fastball by Andrew Milner to set down Bennington, who hit that loud foul ball right down the left field line. Logan Homoka. Mocha pitched a fine game yesterday, going all 7 innings, only allowed 4 hits and 1 run in that Sheboygan win. He had 6 strikeouts. Got a pretty good batting average too, .333. We could have sent the intern down to show him the replay. That breaking ball in for a strike.
This is the best view I got. There's the tag right there. He's half an inch away.
So Jordan, did they get it right?
I think so. If you go super slow-mo and freeze frame.
Jordan running the replay in slow motion on his phone, and it looks like the call was changed and made correct. Feck takes it to the bag himself for the unassisted putout. That brings up Riley Bauman. One of the things we commented on, I think it was the very first day of the tournament, Chris, was Bauman's got a good arm. We saw it in the bottom half of the inning, but he uncorked a throw in one of those earlier games that was pretty spectacular also. First pitch is in there for a strike. Bauman also pitched 2 2/3 innings in the Genoa City game. Didn't give up any runs.
Had him on the ropes, but he got out of it.
Slow roller out to second base, and Bennington makes the play. And that ends the first inning with Eau Claire up 1-0. In action earlier in the week, Eau Claire won their Tuesday matchup against this Marshfield club 14-3. On Wednesday, they lost to Sheboygan 5-4. On Thursday, they beat Middleton in what was looking like a close ball game till Eau Claire broke it open late. They won 15-9. Then they beat Manitowoc in a 10-0 run rule game after 6. Line drive foul by Red Wine. Marshfield's been impressive, Chris. You know, they lost on that first day to Eau Claire, and then they've won 3 in a row. Genoa City 6-5 in 9 innings. De Pere 7-4, and then they beat Sheboygan on Friday 8-1. So they're hot, to say the least. Red Wine hitting a cool 500 in the tournament. Nice play by Homoka. Mason Koska up next.
Because that was...
Yeah, I got it written in the wrong spot.
Yeah, because that was the out, so he got to bat again.
Yeah. So Hansen grounded out.
Red Wine's up.
Red Wine's up.
Same play.
Yeah, really. Another unassisted put out by the first baseman.
Left fielder number 6, Mason Koska.
Koska, the left fielder. We're in the top of the second inning. Eau Claire up 1-0. They had looked like they had 2 runs in the first when we went to break, but when we came back, the umpires said the out was or the tag was applied at the runner off of first before the runner crossed home plate. And after further review up here in the press box, this was not shared with the umpiring staff, but they got it right on what was a very close play. Umpiring in this tournament has been really, really good. So deep fly ball to the gap in left center field. Hits at the base of the wall. And in standing with a 2-out double is Koska. That's Koska's 4th double of the tournament.
He's hitting over 500 with a home run and 4 doubles, 8 RBIs in the 8 hole.
That's a pretty good spot to hit in. Henry Wilkinson is up. Henry takes that first pitch for a ball. Koska's on at second. There are 2 outs. Ball gets away. And the runner able to advance to third. What do you got on that, Chris?
WP.
Wild pitch. Me too. Wilkinson pitched in the Wednesday game, went 5 1/3. He picked up the loss against Sheboygan, but actually pitched a pretty nice ball game. According to our stat sheet of 4-game totals, Henry's name doesn't even appear with the hitters. That walk will put runners on first and third. 2 outs. Luke Erickson up.
3 walks in 2 innings, oh Marty.
Yeah.
Number 4, Luke Erickson.
Milner threw 19 pitches in the first inning. When you consider he walked 2 guys, that's probably not too bad. We were not able to get an updated pitch count sheet for today's games. I'm sure the managers know the story on that, however. Ryan Somm must have heard us commenting about that and said he'll get us one. Fourth inning will be our Miesfeld's trivia again. We have a good question for you, and want to update some information about our trivia over the past 4 or 5 days. We'll give you that in the 4th inning. Chris, that's what they call a tease. We've been teasing the crowd all week. First pitch is in for a ball. Erickson flew out to right his first time. Bauman making a nice catch on that.
Marshfield's very vocal today. Fans are, every ball should be a strike. Every close play should go their way. Yeah, they're loud. The parents section, that is. Very loud.
The winner of this game not only moves on to play Manti in the championship, they also solidify their spot in the Great Lakes Regional, which will be held in
They're taking 2
Midland,
teams from
Michigan
Wisconsin.
on August 3rd.
Nice.
One ball and 2 strikes on Erickson. Line drive, drops a base hit, and another run is in.
Walks will kill you.
I think that was Chuck Zeikert's favorite line when I was playing with the A's. Walks will kill you.
Second baseman, number 7,
Now it's 2-0. Jack Kane walked and scored. Three hits already for Eau Claire to go along with 3 walks. Putting a lot of runners on base.
We do have an updated pitch count thing here, Marty.
Can you read that thing?
Yep. Schuler threw 66 pitches the other day.
Do we got
That
that?
would be on Wednesday.
Should pull out that other sheet because it gives you the breakdown of how many pitches and how many. Well, I think, is the limit 105 then?
Oh,
Throw down on the pickoff, and it bounces into center field. Another runner is going to score. So Wilkinson, who is on second, Timler threw down to try and pick him off. We'll give Wilkinson, I think he'll get a stolen base on that, but then he scores on the E2.
Yes. And Erickson does not get a stolen base. He just advanced on the E2.
Correct. He just advances on the throw. Kane with a chance to push home another run for Eau Claire. They've scored 2 in the inning to go along with their 1 in the first. They're now up 3-0. Right now, this looks like a repeat of their first meeting. So pop up. It's going to go out of play.
Eau Claire in the first inning losing that run that they possibly could have scored. Come right back and get 2 here. They're not hanging their heads about that decision. That was a looping curveball.
I thought the coach handled it real well, too. When he lost the run, I mean, he came out and said something, rightfully so, but another walk. And on the pitch in the dirt, Erickson moves over to third, so it's a walk and a wild pitch.
Shortstop number 2, Dylan O'Connell.
I got a feeling Kane is going to be going to second pretty quick here. Dylan O'Connell walked his first time up. Of the 4 walks issued, 2 of them have scored already.
Jeez, that one should have been caught.
How can that happen, Chris? Timler has shown himself to be a really good backstop, and today, a whole different story.
He's got a good arm, but I don't know. A couple times he's been a little. This was Schuler too the other day. He was struggling a little bit. That one was right off the glove.
4-0 so far.
He just
Another
doesn't have
pitch
it
in the
today.
dirt. That was a great stop by Cole to keep it in front. Keeps Kane at second base.
Struggling, to say the very least, Marty,
Yeah.
to find a strike zone.
All of this action is happening after 2 ground balls to the first baseman.
Yep. Now he's got to put it on the table for him.
Very close to being a fair ball.
That was right over the plate. Because he had fallen behind. We're full again.
And another walk. How long does the coach stick with him? Chris, what do you think?
I don't know. The problem is, what does he have left? He's like you said, those 2 nice little ground balls gave up the double, and with 5 walks, 2 innings. He's almost like aiming the ball now, Marty.
Gabe Richardson's up. Gabe flew out to left field.
Third baseman number 25, Gabe Richardson.
Schuler's first pitch is in there for a strike and a swing and a miss. Eau Claire threatening with runners on first and second with 2 outs. There are 2 out. Pardon me. They got the first 2 batters, 3 unassisted. Then it was single, walk, single, and an RBI. Stolen base.
That was a double.
E2.
First one.
Couple more walks. Richardson with 1 ball, 2 strike count. And that ball hits Richardson on the elbow, and he's going to advance to first base, and that loads the bases with 2 outs.
First baseman number 5, Sam Beck.
And that's going to be it for Schuler. That's what I'm looking for. Is that done? Who is it? Jackson Ormond.
Now pitching for Marshfield, number 20, Jackson Ormond. Final pitch count for Brandon Schuler, 53.
Brandon Schuler finished with 53 pitches, Chris. I mean,
Ormond.
not that it matters anymore, but well, he
Ormond,
just had so much trouble throwing strikes.
yeah, Ormond pitched on Tuesday, Marty.
At the concession stand,
41 pitches.
$2 for a single, $3 for a double. Also on
Yeah,
sale,
pitched an inning and a third, gave up 3 hits, 3 runs. All of those were earned. He also walked a couple on that day.
chance to sign up for the Yeti. The winner will be announced during the 5th inning of the championship game.
You know, definitely getting into that danger zone if you're Marshfield.
Yep. It's the old big at bat,
Yes.
depending on what side of the
Now batting for Eau Claire, first baseman
diamond you're on.
Isn't it amazing how you get 2 easy outs and all of a sudden you just can't find that third out? Sam Feck singled in a run. His first time up.
He's now 7 for 16 in the tournament.
Got to get out the smartphone to figure out that batting average.
7 for 16.
It's a little harder than like 3 for 10.
7 or something.
Took a good swing at that pitch but fouled it off.
Oof.
Big breaking ball is
Oh.
outside.
Whoa.
Two balls and 2 strikes to Feck. The bases are loaded. There are 2 outs. 4 runs already in for Eau Claire. 3 in this inning.
got an interesting pitching style.
About the same thing.
It's like he's loaded and then explodes out of his hand.
And that pitch is outside.
Claire on the move, Marty.
Yeah, 9th hitter in the inning, too. Eau Claire turning over the lineup. Not even close. Ball 4, and another run is in.
Catcher number 15, Jonah Hansen.
Jonah Hansen up again. Hansen made the first out in the inning. He could bookend it, Chris.
Oh, he's been their hottest hitter.
Five to nothing. We're in the top of the second.
He was ahead on that effect there, 1 and 2, but since then, he's thrown 5 straight balls.
Thought we had a strike thrower on that first pitch. Liner, base hit to right. 1 run in. Second run in. 2 RBI single for Hansen. I hate to say it, but it's officially a runaway now. Sam Feck stops at second on that base hit. Six runs in the inning, 7 for the game. Jack Redwine. You know, maybe it's okay that they turn the lineup over so much because now I'm calling the right batter. Kind of getting used to it. It's not all bad, Chris. Three and 0 is the count. Runners holding on that 3-1 pitch. It's now 3 and 2. They'll be on the move now. Bouncing ball off the Ormond. Boy, that hit him pretty solid, Chris. That'll load the bases again for Eau Claire.
Check on his foot, probably.
And Jack Ormond is going to be coming out.
Bauman back in.
Hopefully Jackson's going to be okay. That ball was hit pretty hard. Did you see who was coming in?
I think it's Bauman, but I'm not certain about that.
Riley Bauman is number 25. So Jackson Armand comes in. He walks the batter, gives up 2 hits, and he's out.
Riley Bauman, who's making his second appearance through 28 pitches on Wednesday.
If Marshfield does go on to lose this ball game, which what it looks like is going to happen, it's going to be a long trip home. Good tournament for them, though. They really made a nice comeback after losing that initial game on Tuesday, winning 3 in a row.
Pitching number 25, Riley Ballman. Another defensive figure. Number 19, Harrison Birchley, now playing second base. Number 2, Brock Bennington, is moved to the outfield.
16 pitchers.
Marshfield going through 3 pitchers trying to get through this second inning.
16. Now batting left fielder number 6, Mason Koska.
Koska doubled. After the initial 2 batters made out, it was Koska, and he doubled and scored. So he's 1 for 1 in the inning. Bases are loaded. Bauman's pitch a little bit too far inside, evens the count at 1-1.
Kick some dirt in disgust.
Bouncing ball out to third. Weissenberger's throw across is in time, and Eau Claire is finally out of the second inning, but not before they come up with 7 runs. Getting ready to start second inning action. Eau Claire had 1 run in the first. They scored 6 in the second, and they are now up 7-0. And it'll be Nick Urban.
Now, if you're Marshfield here, you want to chip away here. Hope Bauman holds the fort.
Urban playing out in center field today, which which I think he has all the games except I believe he might have pitched one game.
He did.
Milner working quickly.
His job is to throw strikes.
Two count to Urban. Urban having a good tournament. 8 for 14. Hitting .571. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Cole Timler, catcher's up.
Catcher number 30, Cole Himmler.
We got the home run tracker fixed. Wasn't CJ's fault it wasn't working. That was human error. But Jordan, during the second game today, will update you on that. Look forward to that happening. I set the sheet over by you there. I hope you got it. Great.
I'm just so invested in this exciting game.
Yeah, really. How you guys doing down there? They're hanging in there. Last day of the tournament. It's been fun working these games. I know Kelly didn't have anything better to do at home. She's happy to be here.
The wash is mounting.
Yeah, right.
The grass is longer.
Thank goodness it's all T-shirts.
The dust is settling. I thought they rented their house out for the week.
That's only for the golf
Winners.
tournament.
They're never there. They should have rented out this week.
There's a line drive to left and fall.
I've just been sleeping here all week.
Hey, you put on a lot of miles back and forth from Manitowoc. Do you have your own car, Brett, Jordan?
Oh yeah.
Mom and Dad help you with gas at all?
Maybe, maybe not.
Why so secretive? Maybe, maybe not.
That's for you to know.
Well,
Yes, I meant.
do we stop talking to Jordan now? There's a pop-up on the infield. Making the ball catch and foul ground is Sam Feck. And that brings up Ben Deach.
Left fielder number 11, Ben Deach.
Ben has a couple of hit by pitches in the tournament and an RBI. Ben out in left field again, where he's been most of the tournament. Well, Chris, you mentioned Milner's job to throw strikes. He's doing that this inning.
Yep.
Called strike 3. And that ends the second inning. After 2 complete, Eau Claire 7, Marshfield nothing. Some more sponsors: Quick Trip, Nyhoff Insulation, BDS Fastener and Supply LLC, Howard's Grove Lions, New America Funding, and Country Financial. Support our sponsors. They are important, and we thank them for putting their financial resources on the line for this State Legion Baseball tournament here in Sheboygan.
35, Henry Wilkinson.
Henry Wilkinson leading off the third inning for Eau Claire. You know, we talked, Chris, about how long that second inning was. If it ends up to be a run rule game, it could be a little shorter time-wise anyway.
Well, we'll see what Bauman does to keep Marshfield in. They still get 5 at bats yet, possibly. You can't.
Well, they get 5 at least. They've used
Yeah.
up 2 of them,
Well, I'm just saying.
but we're not 10 ahead anyway, so
No.
maybe premature to talk about that.
Yeah.
Bauman's a hard thrower, that's for sure. Oh. Instead of the home run tracker, we should have had the hit by pitch tracker, because we've had a ton of those in this tournament.
Center fielder, number 4, Luke Erickson.
Is that for sure? Jordan is going to check to see how many hit by pitches we've had in the tournament. It's been a lot. Again, thanks, Chris, for stopping over. Appreciate you giving of your time to help with this live stream announcing.
Yeah. Here yesterday, and
Were you in disguise?
Yep.
What were you dressed up as this time?
yesterday I was up in the upper
Oh.
corner over there with my son Tom and Garrett Rivest.
Second baseman, number 7, Jack Kane.
Erickson flies out to left. Jack Kane up. Kane has walked twice and scored twice. How's Garrett doing? I haven't seen him since the high school season.
Enjoying his summer off. He like my son, lots of time over the last 10 years coaching.
Shortstop, number 2, Dylan O'Connell.
Dylan helps Steve Goes with the North High baseball team. Not involved with the Legion, though.
He was up till last year. I mean,
Okay.
last year him and Tommy had the
That's right.
U17, so
Is your son Tommy doing any coaching now?
nope. Nope.
I know you mentioned the
Did
other day
stuff in
that he
spring
was at the state baseball tournament with Denmark. He won
They're
it.
playing in, I believe, the AA tournament. Denmark is this weekend.
Pop up racing back as O'Connell makes the call.
Just what Marshfield ordered.
A quick 1-2-3 inning, not 1-2-3, but a quick inning in the third. Eau Claire still on top, 7-0. Karsten Jersley leading off the bottom of the third for Marshfield. He's the DH today.
We've been playing for an hour. 7, 8, 9 hitters for Marshfield haven't even batted yet.
Right. Jordan did some research and found out there have been, including the ones today, 31 hit by pitches. That's a lot of bruising. It seemed like in the early games, the hit by pitches were glancing blows. The ones that have been happening in these later games have been pretty meaty. It's a line drive. First base hit of the day for Marshfield. And that brings up Cale Weissenberger. There's a name that'll roll off your tongue.
Number 1, Cale Weissenberger.
Couldn't make the catch at second. Shortstop might have been better served to just go to first and get an out. What do we got on that? E4? Error on the second baseman for not catching the ball, and that brings up Bennett Lang. Hansen going out to talk to his pitcher. Bennett has drawn 3 walks in the tournament. Played a pretty solid shortstop throughout the days. It's a big hill to climb, down 7-0, but you got to start somewhere. Getting 2 runners on is a nice way to do it. That pitch evens the count at 1-1. One ball and 2 strikes. There's nobody out. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Eau Claire on top, 7-0. Manitowoc waiting in the wings to play the winner for the Wisconsin State Championship. Called strike 3. First out of the inning.
Right fielder number 2, Brock Bennington.
Now here's one of the situations. 6 hit by pitches, but if you watch on the pitch, he dives that front shoulder in, almost inviting a hit by pitch. Watch him dive his shoulder in.
Yep, I see.
Leans it
that.
right over the plate.
I don't remember who the batter was, but it wasn't this kid because it was a left-handed hitter who was hit by a pitch, and the umpire made him come back.
Watch how he dives that front shoulder over the plate. Good power with a triple and a homer and a double.
Well, that was very close. 2 balls and 1 strike. There's 1 out. Jersley on at second with his base hit. And Cale Weissenberger on at first with a fielder's choice. Three and 1 is the count. Did you watch the end of that Brewer game last night?
Yep.
Hader had a little trouble throwing strikes, but managed to work through it. Same thing as Milner right here. Getting down on the count, but trying to battle back.
My brother's family is going to be at the game tonight at
Cool.
Fenway.
Thought they might stay home and watch you on the internet.
Not when you get a chance to go to Fenway.
Oh, that game. Jordan was telling us yesterday you went to a game at Fenway.
I've been there too. Seats are small.
Brock Bennington with a 3-2 count. There's one out. Can't hardly put the runners in motion on this being down 7.
No.
Ooh. Bennington not happy with his performance there. Catch made by Richardson at third. That brings up Logan Homolka.
First baseman number 44, Logan Homolka.
Two outs now. We're in the bottom of the third. Marshfield trying to figure out Andrew Milner, tall left-hander. Hard for a left-handed batter to hang in on something like that.
Yep.
Milner with the good fastball on the outside corner.
Long inning for Milner.
Yeah, he's piling up some pitches this inning. He had 12 in the first, 17 in the second. There's a line drive out into center, racing over, and making the sliding catch was Luke Erickson. Boy, that was a fine catch. He had a long way to go, and the ball looked to be tailing away from him. After 3 complete, Eau Claire still up 7-0. Getting ready to start fourth inning action. And you know what that means, fans? It's Marshfield's trivia time. Everybody excited in the booth for that? Now that the Jimmy Johns are gone. Gabe Richardson, one of those 31 players that have been hit by pitch. We'll give you that question in just a second. Soft line drive off the glove of Bauman. Quickly over and then makes a bad throw. Richardson is going to reach on an E1.
I had already written 1-3 down.
All righty, here we go. Before we get into the question, though, I want to update you. We had a question earlier about who had the most wins, who had the second most wins. Well, La Crosse had the most coming in with 90. Eau Claire was second with 87. They have tied La Crosse now. They each have 90 wins in state tournament play. Ground ball out to second. Flip to second for one. Really to first is not in time. So currently, Eau Claire and La Crosse are each tied with 90 wins. But our question for this game is, what team has won the most state tournaments and how many? Okay, Bill's guessing La Crosse. How many? Brent, you're in on this too, buddy. You're going to guess Eau Claire. What's your number? 8. Okay. Jordan goes 7 for La Crosse. Chris, I hope you haven't been looking at me. La Crosse 11. And Bill's got 15. Climbing the ladder. Chris, you're up.
La Crosse 9.
La Crosse 9. I'll tell you, you guys were awfully close. Nice one-handed catch out there.
Right fielder, number 18, Jack Redwine.
Redwine up. All right, here's the answer, kids. What team has won the most Wisconsin state tournaments and how many? La Crosse with 10. You guys are all around at 9, 11. There are 3 teams tied with 7. Eau Claire, interestingly enough, has 5. And I believe we counted up, they had 44 appearances. They now have 45 appearances at state. They've won it 5 times. 45 now. Counting this year. All 45, Jordan. All right, thank all our viewers out there. Thanks for participating in the Marshfield's Trivia. Again, got one more coming up. Runner on the move is going to reach second standing. That's Sam Feck. Two outs. We're in the top of the 5th. Jack Redwine up. Jack 1 for 2 in the ball game. Swinging a foul tick. Well, I don't think we have to wait for the second game trivia. Our winner in who got the most right, it's not you, Chris. You weren't here enough. Bill Wagner, runaway winner for getting the most trivia questions right. He just got his name mentioned on the air. Isn't that enough? Well, you haven't even mentioned that yet. We got to get through that part of my sheet. That's the only thing that's not checked off.
Left fielder, number 6, Mason Haska.
Red Wine walks. Mason Koska up.
Claire's walked 7 times and been hit twice.
That's a lot of base runners.
It's only the 4th. It's a lot of base runners.
There's a line drive out into center field. That'll score a run.
What a 8-hitter.
Yeah.
Ninth RBI out of the 8-hole.
That run that Feck scored in this inning is unearned.
Hitter, number 35, Henry Wilkinson.
Our press box crew for this ball game: field announcer Bill Wagner, scoreboard and music Scott Witter, live stream Mike Martin, Chris Wright, Jordan Lawrence. Our tech guru CJ Skelton is not in the house today,
So Brent
and
Witter's taking
Brent
over.
Witter holding down the back table. Wilkinson grounds out to end the 5th, top of the 5th. It's now 8-0. Bauman, the pitcher for Marshfield, will lead off the 4th inning.
Leading off for Marshfield, pitcher, number 25, Riley Ballman.
Since Bauman has come in, he's done a nice job with a little more help from his defense in that last half inning, top of the 4th. He would not have allowed any runs so far, but he did allow one. It's unearned. That was a banger. Hansen ran right over to the screen. He knew he couldn't get it, but he stood there, and all of a sudden he heard this loud bang, and even his eyes lit up. Waiting on deck is Nick Urban. Milner pitching a real fine ball game so far. Hasn't walked anybody. He's only allowed 1 hit. Erickson. 4 strikeouts for Andrew.
Center fielder, number 10, Nick Urban.
Urban has 3 doubles in the tournament and 3 RBIs. Not much to cheer about if you're a Marshfield fan. On the left field side, but foul. Waiting to hit is Cole Timler. 1-1 pitch is driven to the gap in left center field. And making the diving attempt was Kochka. He couldn't get it. And it is going to go for a one-out double for Urban. His 4th of the tournament. Good effort out there by Mason. Just couldn't quite get there.
Catcher number 30, Cole Timler.
No, that was a good time to dive and try and catch it.
Correct. There's nobody on base. You're up 8-0.
Nice play by Richardson. Urban has to hold at second base. That's going to bring up Ben Deach.
Left fielder number 11, Ben Deach.
Looking for his second RBI of the tournament, Marty.
That would be a good time to get it. Urban with really good speed out at second. He should be able to score on a hit to the outfield. Line drive right up the middle.
There it is.
Deach running like the wind. He's going to make it. Good hitting by Deach. And good running by Urban. And Marshfield is on the board.
Second baseman number 19, Karsten Kersley.
Schersley is up next. He reached on a base hit in the 3rd. Chris mentioned Deach now with 2 RBIs in the tournament. Think Milner's got a patent on that move to first? Or does that patent belong to somebody else?
I don't know.
Hey, do you remember that kid from South, left-hander? It seemed to me sometimes he'd walk batters just so he could pick them off at first. Remember what that kid's name was? He played out at Howards Grove for a little while
Yeah,
after high
I
school.
think he played at Marion, too.
Really? Wow.
I don't know if it was Hillbelink or, oh boy,
How many years were you the coach over at Sheboygan? Or 30?
30 in the program, 28 with the varsity.
Okay. So you go through a lot of kids and a lot of opponents. It's
Ah.
kind of hard to remember all the names, isn't it? How long was Johnny V or a JV
26,
coach? 26.
years.
Then he up and quit on you, huh? Or did you quit on each other?
No, he had put in his time.
Congratulations out to John Van Vagel, retiring from teaching this year. Bill, this is your second year out? 1 year out. And enjoying every minute of it, I'll bet. Schersley with a 3-2 count. Deach will be on the move. And that pitch is high for a ball. Cale Wiesenberger.
Third baseman number 1, Cale Weissenberger.
looking for his third RBI, Marty.
All right. We had a discussion yesterday about we had our long name contest. Kale won that, and then we had I don't know if you had this name when you were here the other day. The best name in the tournament, Biagio Gargano. Do you have his name in your games the other day?
I don't know. Nope.
Bill loved that name because it just kind of rolled right off his tongue. Marshfield threatening to put more runs on the board. There are 2 outs. They've got a run in. Deach with the RBI single is now at second. Jersley is on at first. Kill Weissenberger, the hitter. 1-1 pitch.
There's this
Line
third
drive,
RBI.
base hit. But good backup by the Eau Claire kids to not allow the runners to advance on that errant throw.
Shortstop number 3.
I thought Urban was a fast runner. Boy, that Deach really can fly. Bennett Lang trying to keep the rally going.
Lang hitting a 9-hole. Struck out looking his first time.
Two and 0's the count. Milner trying to work out of this 4th inning.
This is the one he wants to get. He doesn't want to face the powerful Bennington. But now he's in trouble, down 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0. Hey, a walk here and an extra base hit, and we got ourselves a ball game. Time called at the plate by Lang, the hitter. Now Milner steps off.
Now Milner should not be worried about the runner when it's 3-0. Milner should be worried about the strike. You have a 6-run lead to the batting 3-0 to the 9 hitter. There you go.
Lang doing the right thing, taking that 3-0 pitch. Would you have him taken again, Coach?
Yep. Except it is the 9 hitter. May not see a better one.
Close pitch, but called a ball, and that loads the bases.
Walks will hurt you.
Right fielder number 2, Brock Bennington.
Got a home run, triple, double. 2 RBIs. And
Mark Fanis coming out. See what he decides to do.
I would keep him out there, Marty. You're 1 batter away. You want to save pitching for the second game if you would get that far.
Yeah, there you go.
And you're still up by 6 runs. Even if he gives up a hit, you're up maybe 4 runs. Got to be thinking that your offense might put some more runs on the board. You've scored in 3 out of the 4 innings if you're Eau Claire.
In that regard, Chris, Riley Bauman, who they brought in the 2nd inning to get the final out finally, has really done well holding the Eau Claire offense down so far. Brock Bennington up. First pitch is in there for a strike. Bennington now sitting 0-2 with 2 outs. He'll have to clutch up if he wants to get a base hit. Andrew Milner trying to work out of it.
For the 7th time in this tournament, he gets hit.
32 now.
First baseman number
32 hit by pitches in the tournament.
Homolka.
Tough way to get an RBI, but effective. Base, Bill like that. Base is still loaded for Homolka.
What hurts on that one was you're up 0-2 on the batter.
That ball going to stay in play. Richardson in foul ground. He makes the grab, and that ends the 4th inning for Marshfield. But not before they pick up 3 runs. After 4 complete, Eau Claire still leads, but it's 8-3 now. A shout out to our sponsors. We had 3 of them this inning. Just Orthodontics, Sheboygan Chevrolet Buick GMC, and Century 21 Moves. Please support our sponsors. Thank you. As we get ready to start the 5th inning, Luke Erickson, the center fielder for Eau Claire, is up. Luke is 1 for 3 in the ball game. Has an RBI, and he scored a run. Bowman's pitch is outside. It's 2-0. Well, Marshfield trying to make a comeback now. It's up to Bauman to hold down that Eau Claire offense. 3-0 pitches in for a strike. Erickson now has 6 RBIs in the tournament. Okay. Some activity in the Marshfield bullpen area. That's going to bring up Jack Kane.
Eighth walk through 4+ to an inning. That's a lot.
Bauman pours in a strike to Kane. Kane has drawn 2 of those 8, Chris. And he scored both times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of the walks have scored.
Plus a hit batsman scored.
Yeah, jeez.
It's 5 freebies.
0-1 pitch coming up to Kane. Erickson on the move. Pitch is way outside. Timler not able to get himself in position to make the throw. Give Erickson a stolen base. Another pitch out of the strike zone. 2-2 is the count. Line drive, base hit to center. Erickson will score easily. Jack Kane with an RBI base hit. And Chris Eau Claire is back at it.
Shortstop number 2, Dylan O'Connell.
Yeah, it's top of the order.
Seven base hits. Of course, they're missing a lot of opportunities with all those walks they're getting.
Batters 1 through 3, Marty, have scored 5 of the 9 runs. 1 through 4 have scored 6 of the 9 runs.
That's a
You're
lot.
in business when your top is doing their job.
O'Connell makes a stab, throws to second for the force out.
Nice play there.
Third baseman number 25, Gabe Richardson.
Bennett laying on that play. My apologies to Bennett. Good play by him. Two outs in the inning. Pardon me, 1 out. Man on first. Richardson 0 for 2, but he has scored a run. That one's hit hard to left. It drops in front of Deach. And O'Connell will pull up at second base.
First baseman number 5, Sam Beck.
Feck has been really good in this tournament. He has an RBI today. He had 6 coming in, so 7 RBIs in the tournament. Be interesting to see if they stick with Bauman. Oof. They're sticking with Riley. What do you think about that move, Chris?
They're just hitting him. I mean, I think he's throwing strikes. You know.
We talked about
The
the
bullpen
Eau
getting
Claire
shorter.
offense coming in, and
Yep.
they're showing us why they've.
Well, these averages here. My gosh, 333, 500, 375, 400, 688, 500, 500, 667. I mean, that's a lot of good line. That's a lot of hitting. Claire can hit.
Pitches inside. 9-3. We're in the top of the 5th. Waiting on deck is another dynamite hitter, Jonah Hansen, the catcher. Not many weak links in their batting order, Chris. Bauman with the 3-1 pitch, and that loads the bases. Marshfield was fighting back with that 3-run bottom of the 4th, but
Catcher number 15,
they're
Jonah Hansen.
making it hard on themselves. Claire already got one of those 3 runs back. Hansen's going to try to get some more of those back. Riley's first pitch is fouled back. Hansen 1 for 3 in this game with 2 RBIs. That came in that 6-run second inning. Corner infielders are even, or inside the bag actually. Toes on the grass. One and one is the count. There's only one out. Give me the one with throws that's got strikes in it. And ball 3. Hansen takes that pitch for a ball, and a little slow getting out of the box, but it's called. And with that walk, another run scores for Eau Claire.
Right fielder number 18, Jack Redwine.
Gabe Richardson is over at third. Sam Feck is at second. Hansen with that RBI walk is on first, and Jack Redwine is up. Pitch is fouled back. It almost seems like there's more excitement in the press box than out on the field. But when I look down the way, everybody's eyes are half open. Scott taking a drink of water to stay awake. There's a good pitch by Riley Bauman. Way outside.
Hasn't been able to get that in all day, Marty. Which means it's just fastballs.
I think I even said this the other day when we had a game where the kid couldn't get his breaking pitch in, so he had to rely on fastballs, and the other team were hitting them pretty good then. Good hustle by the on-deck batter to get that ball and toss it to our home plate umpire, Paul Grauman. Larry Holshoe on first, John Balo at second, Dale Niels at third, our umpiring crew today. And that pitch now loads it up at 3-2 for Jack Redwine. Boy,
Keeps fighting him
Redwine
off.
making him work, huh? Corner infielders for Marshfield are still up a little bit, toes on the grass. There's a fly ball out to left, pretty deep. Deach makes the easy catch and tagging up. And scoring is Richardson. Another run for Eau Claire.
Left fielder number 6, Mason Casca.
And that brings up Mason Casca, who's having a nice game, Chris. Double and a single. Feck on at second. He has pretty good speed. Noah Hansen is on at first. We saw him in one of the games. He has pretty decent speed also. Pop up on the infield. Bauman. But Homoka takes it, and that ends the 5th inning, but not before Eau Claire comes up with 3 more runs. They now lead it 11-3. Riley Bauman is going to lead off
25, Riley Ballman.
the 5th inning. Riley led off the 4th inning also. Marshfield able to bat around in the 4th, put 3 runs on the board. The problem was they let Eau Claire come back and score 3. We're sitting at a score of 11-3. Drive out to right. Late break by Redwine, but he gets there and makes the catch. That brings up Nick Urban. Urban doubled in that
Center fielder number 10, Nick
3-run
Urban.
4th.
Yeah, went the other way.
You remember that?
No. I got a little secret code.
Whoa. Nice catch made by Hansen on that foul pop by Urban. Did a good job of locating the ball.
Left fielder number 11, Ben Beach. Catcher number 30, Cole Timler.
Thank you. I thought it was off again. Cole Timler, the hitter. You had me worried, Bill.
He said his pen was in the wrong spot.
Milner looks like a different pitcher this inning. It was a good move by the manager to leave him in.
Got some rest while his offense scored.
Kane on a nice play ends the 5th inning. After 5 complete, Eau Claire on top, 11-3. Want to recognize our last 3 sponsors: Culver's, Miesfeld's Quality Meats. Miesfeld's also sponsoring our 4th inning trivia, and Flipsy Insurance. Thanks to our sponsors for helping this tournament. And again, one more time, make sure you support the sponsors. It's important.
Leading off for Eau Claire, designated hitter number 35, Henry Wilkinson.
Henry 0 for 1. Drew a walk and was hit by a pitch. Line drive to right, just foul.
This is going to be the same as last time, where they don't get the other 3 until the 7th inning.
When it doesn't matter. Bouncing ball to deep short. Base hit for Henry.
Could be his first hit of the tournament, correct?
That's correct. How do we say that? You are correct, sir.
Center fielder, number 4, Luke Erickson.
Erickson, the fine center fielder, is up for Eau Claire. We're in the top of the 6th inning of what is scheduled to be a 7-inning ball game.
Erickson, as we mentioned the other day, very good leadoff hitter. Knows the strike zone. Knows how to work pitches.
It's a hard ground ball to first. Omoka knocks it down and then picks it up and steps on the bag for the unassisted putout. Good play by Logan.
Second baseman, number 7, Jack Kane.
That brings up Jack Kane. Kane having an outstanding tournament. He's been a fireball for this Eau Claire team. Hey, Chris, what is a fireball?
I thought it was a guy that throws fast pitches.
Oh. Yeah, that fireballer.
Yep.
I'd just say Kane's a good player.
Yep. You mentioned his speed throughout the tournament.
Had an RBI base hit his last time up.
You mentioned his speed, and he's put together pretty well too, Marty.
Yep. Bauman behind on the count, 3-0. Eau Claire does have Henry Wilkinson on at second base. If we're talking run rule, Eau Claire needs 2 more to get to that 10-run benchmark, and then they would have to hold Marshfield in the bottom half of the inning. So pretty much has to happen yet before get to that point. Dylan O'Connell up.
Eleventh walk
Whew.
to Eau Claire.
Way too many. It's a hard ground ball to O'Connell. Lang, he picks and throws. Got him at second, and the relay throw is in time also. Good play by Bennett Lang, and then a good turn at second base by Bennington to complete the double play. Ben Deach will lead off the 6th inning for the Marshfield Ball Club.
Leading off the
They
first
trail
inning,
it by a score of 11-3.
Ben Deach.
Line score so far: Eau Claire 11 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. Marshfield 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors. Redwine making the catch out in right. Karsten Jersley next.
Karsten Jersley.
Jersley singled in the 3rd, walked in the 4th, and scored. Looking to get something going again. Pretty tall task for Marshfield, Chris.
Very much so. Very deflating, those 3 runs by Eau Claire in the 5th after they got those 3 runs. And not only that, Marshfield had the bases loaded, but could not push any more runs across.
That was a real nice double play by Lang, making a good toss to second, and then a great turn by Bennington to complete the double play to end the 6th. Top of the 6th. Milner out to O'Connell. Strong throw is in time. No, they're calling the runner or the first baseman off the base. Make it an E6.
Third baseman number 1, Phil Weissenberger.
I did not like the fact that O'Connell, the shortstop, sat back instead of charging the ball. And then, of course, your feet aren't set correctly. And
It's nicer when you can pick that ball up moving forward and then do your little
correct.
crow step, right?
Yep, but he had the legs spread, turned. Not saying that he can't make that throw, but a little lazy on that, in my opinion.
Not good fundamentals is what you're saying.
Right. I mean, he was within 4 inches of getting there, so it's not like it was horrible, but I didn't like the way he sat back on the ball.
Weissenberger had a RBI single his last time up.
Single to left.
Kale, a good-looking ball player.
Ball off the plate.
2-2. Now, a ball off the plate that rolls out in front of the mound, that's a fair ball. We had one of those earlier in the tournament. There was a little barking at first, but I mean, that's umpire made the right call.
This could be 2. Nice spin and turn. Makes up for that error. Pretty.
Good footwork that time by O'Connell, and he makes a really strong throw to complete the double play. Boy, top half double play and the bottom half double play. After 6 complete, Eau Claire still on top. We're at the 7th inning, and Eau Claire, with their 8-run lead, will send up Gabe Richardson in the first meeting of these two ball clubs. Eau Claire had a nice lead, and then they scored a bunch of runs. Well, actually, they only scored 2 runs in the top of the 7th that put them over the run rule benchmark up to 11. But because it was the 7th inning, the other team has to get even at bat. So Marshfield came up and went down 1-2-3 and ended up being an 11-run difference. You might think it was a run rule game, but technically it was not. Oh, there I go. I'm glad Bill didn't hear me. Technically.
I'll go up and sing if you want. Yep. It'll draw all the fans back to their cars and out they go. And they already paid.
Richardson is 1 for 3 in the ball game. Scored a couple of runs. Bauman still on the hill for Marshfield, trying to finish it up. He came in to this inning with 75 pitches, so he's got 30 to work with. Oh, that hit him.
Second time today for Richardson.
Yeah. We're up to at least 33 in the tournament.
First baseman, number 5, Sam Fatt.
Now there's been 3 in this game, Marty. So what was it, 31 coming in? So
Yes.
34 now. Excuse me, 4 in this game. Make it 35 and growing.
Growing. We want 50.
Another pitch out of the strike zone. It's 2-0. Runner on first. Manitowoc waiting in the wings. They're down by the third base dugout, a little bit beyond it, watching this ball game, getting ready to play for the championship. We mentioned the winner of this game, no matter what happens in Game 2, will advance to the Great Lakes Regional, played in Midland, Michigan, and that starts on Wednesday, August 3rd.
That's in 3 days. No, 4 days. Today's Saturday.
Yeah.
With this tournament, my days are all messed up. What day is what?
Seemed like a Sunday morning to me. That's going to be it for
I got up
Bauman.
and cut grass even though it didn't need it, Marty.
Jersey pitching, right? 19. Yeah, that's Jersey.
So Karsten Jersley coming in to pitch for Marshfield.
Now pitching for Marshfield, number 19, Karsten Jersley. Brock Bennington returns to second base. Riley Bauman returns to right field.
We've never seen 4 pitchers
4.
Jersley making his first appearance in over 10 days. He has not thrown.
Bauman so far has allowed 4 runs to score, and he's responsible for the 2 runners on base.
Six walks he had, Marty.
Yeah, Riley only allowed 4 hits, but like Chris said, it's the 6 walks that have really hurt him, driven up that pitch count. You know, I think you'd agree with me on this. When you keep walking guys like that, your defense doesn't stay sharp either.
Correct. Good point, Marty.
Time was called. Now the batter's in and ready. Now the batter's in and ready. Grauman puts the ball in play. And Jersley's first pitch is a ball. Fly ball out to right. And a catch is made out there for the first out in the inning.
Right fielder, number 18.
Dipped his shoulder that time like he wanted to yank it.
I can get that out of here. Jack Redwine. Scott, when we get done with this game, how many minutes before the start will they try to get it? If there's enough time, will they start it at 3?
Yeah, well, it started at 3. I just don't know if they'll start it before. What you can gauge your time off of is when the home team starts taking their 30 minutes from that point.
Okay.
I would assume Eau Claire is not going to take infield, though. You would think their kids would be.
Line drive down the right field side is foul.
R&R would be better for them, staying in the shade.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, Manitowoc will just take their dugout, so we don't have to change. So it's not like that'll take extra time.
It's how long do you take to get the field ready? And that has not been swift.
There's 1 out. Runners on first and second. We're in the top of the 7th. Eau Claire with a big lead. They are looking forward now to playing Manitowoc. Of course, it's baseball. You got to get the outs. You can't depend on a clock running out.
There's a strikeout.
Yep. Redwine goes down. And that brings up Mason Koska.
Mason Koska.
He has 2 of the 9 hits.
You know, if you're thinking about why isn't Eau Claire have more hits, because they have a ton of walks and a few hit by pitches. First pitch swinging, popped up on the infield, and Bennington makes the grab, and that's the end of the top of the 7th. Marshfield will be coming up in the bottom half of the inning, trailing 11-3. Riley Bauman's line, he went 4 and a third, gave up 4 hits, 4 runs. 3 of those were earned. The big bugaboo, of course, for Riley were the 6 walks. No strikeouts for him. Karsten Jersley was a good relief pitcher, getting his 3 batters, 1, 2, 3. In those outs, he had a strikeout. And we are now to the bottom of the 7th inning. Bennett Lang, Jordan telling us that Andrew Milner has now 11 pitches left. Marshfield going 9-1-2 in the 7th. Got to give this Marshfield team a lot of credit. Chris losing the first day and coming back to win 3 in a row. Eau Claire just a little too much for them. Wind up losing to them twice in the tournament. That ball gets past Koska and rolls to the wall. And Bennett Lang with his first extra base hit of the tournament.
If I was a betting man, he's going to get hit by a pitch.
Second baseman number 2, Brock Bennington.
7 hit by pitches, leans over the plate, needs to get on base.
That's pitch 98 in the dirt, allows Lang to move to third. Call that a wild pitch. I don't think Milner's going to make it, Chris. Yes.
And go with Thibodeau or O'Connell, I guess. Would be my guesses, one of those 2.
As long as they throw less than 45, they can come back in the next game.
All hands on deck for the championship game. And you were right, Chris.
No, he leans over the plate, Jordan.
So what are we going with here now, 35 or 36?
36, and that's his, what, 8th?
$35, $36, it doesn't matter. There's
36.
been way too many hit by pitches. Milner at 100, Bill? Andrews pitched a fine ball game. Pitch out of the strike zone. 2-0. Bennett Lang on at third and Bennington on at first.
Don't understand the thought process there.
Bennington with good speed. Give him a stolen base. Nobody out in the inning. Richardson over and makes the grab for out number 1 in the 7th.
Right fielder number 25, Riley Bauman.
Bauman's had a nice tournament coming into today. He was hitting .333. Tough day at the plate for Riley, 0 for 3.
Probably his last batter. Milner, that is.
Yeah, I've got him 103, so he's got 2 pitches left, but you're right. If they eclipse the 105 mark, they can, they can eclipse the 105 mark to finish off a batter. And I believe this is going to be pitch number 105. So Milner will be done once Bauman is done with his at bat. The line drive base hit. Riley Bauman with a base hit and 2 RBIs. Then he advances to third on the error by the center fielder. So he finishes all the way at third base after driving in a pair, and Andrew Milner is done. Give him a single and a 2-base error. So 6 2/3 for Milner.
Grant Sauerman, Marty's coming in. He's not pitched in the last 10 days either. Just has to get the last 2 outs.
Now pitching for Eau Claire, number 8, Grant Sauerman.
Grant Sauerman. Just have a pretty good motion out there on the mound, Chris. Milner went 6 2/3, allowed 6 hits. The big plus for Andrew is he only walked one batter. Chris did hit a couple, did have 4 strikeouts, but kept his team in the lead. He's in line to.
I think he walked 2, Marty.
Okay,
Cheech
but he is in line to win the ball game.
and Lang. 7 and 9 hitter in the 4th.
Yeah,
I
you're
think
right.
he
You walked 2 in the same inning.
Yep, and a hit batter in that inning. In line for the win, though. If his teammates can secure the last 2 outs.
So far, Andrew's given up 5 runs. Chris, are all earned, and he's responsible for the runner on third. Chris, just stay in the booth and relax. We got a couple of Cub fans sitting in front of us.
How are they doing this year?
They're playing their games. They got enough guys to play games.
Still befuddles me how they broke up their team, Marty. Rizzo
we talk
and
about that?
Baez and
I was really bummed out when that happened.
Bryant.
And I called, or didn't call him, but I texted him, Rick Horzen, and he said, hey, they weren't going to sign most of those guys anyway, so
But
trade them
they-
when they can get some
Yeah,
value
but
back.
They're not a club that they have money. That's the thing that shocks me how they did that. You know, it's
Well, the other thing is, I mean, they were making the playoffs on a semi-regular basis after that World Series championship, but they weren't going anywhere in the playoffs. They couldn't put together a good enough team. What I think is kind of a rip. My wife and I have these season tickets in this one section are $40. If you want to get that same ticket for the Cubs series, it's $75. It's almost double.
I don't know why he's even thinking about swinging.
You know, if I sent the money and tell him I'm from Wisconsin, you think I could get the lower rate? There's a strike. 3-1 to Urban. And that pitch is up high.
Catcher, number 30, Cole Himmler.
Tilmer 0 for 3 today. Nothing out of the infield. Pop up to first, ground ball to third, ground ball to second. Only infielder he hasn't have participated in his at-bats is the shortstop.
Solerman having a little trouble finding the strike zone. Walked the first batter that he faced, Nick Urban.
5 out of 7 balls. Don't worry about the runner, son.
Bouncing ball in the hole. Seeing eye single to left.
Hit to where the shortstop should have been.
Yep, brings home another run for Marshfield.
Left fielder, number 11, Ben Deach.
Currently, that Bauman run would not be counted as an earned run against Milner. That could change depending what these other batters do. But Marshfield does have 3 more runs.
Two-thirds of his pitches have been balls.
Yeah. Seems like everybody, well, not Milner, but most of the pitchers have had trouble today throwing strikes. Grant Solerman pitches in the dirt, gets past Hansen. The runners will move up on that wild pitch. Grant Solerman is graduated. He'll be.
I'm very surprised how much Eau Claire is pinching the middle with their fielders.
Yeah, they're
Worried about the runner. When I would be more concerned of just fielding balls, that those runs mean nothing, Marty. So why are you giving up your positions to hold a runner that's insignificant? Now they're a little bit back to where they belong.
Ball gets past the pitcher. And the play on to first. Kane gets Deach.
And Grant
And
Sauerman
there are
with a
now-
sigh of relief.
Yeah, 2 outs.
Now I need one guy. One out.
Catcher, number 19, Karsten Jerschley.
Karsten Jersley up with 2 outs. Biggest inning of the game for Marshfield. They've scored 4 so far. 11-7. Tying run, though, is still in the dugout, Chris.
Bennington comes up again, and he's the leadoff hitter. I'd be concerned, but we're at batter number 7.
The liner caught by O'Connell, and that ends the ball game. Eau Claire a winner, 11-7. The winning pitcher Andrew Milner, losing pitcher Braden Schuler, and it'll be Eau Claire advancing to the championship game against Manitowoc. That game will happen in approximately 30 to 35 minutes. And check back at that time. It'll be Chris Wright and Jordan Lorenz on the call. So we look forward to that game. One more time. Eau Claire, 11 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors. Marshfield had 7 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors. Again, I mentioned Milner the winner and Schuler the loser. We'll be back in a little bit.